Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Daily Proverbs Challenge. Read a chapter of Proverbs a day based on the day of the month it is. Today is the 25th. And so we're going to be looking at Proverbs 25. I tell you guys, when I read Proverbs, I always get convicted of my own issues. I always get convicted of my own shortcomings. This particular case, I get convicted a bit of my creative entitlement. And this is going to speak to a lot of us who know we're creative, know we have something we want to offer the world, know that we need other people and other collaborators, influencers, and maybe investors, what have you. The process to that destination and what Proverbs speaks to in that regard, I think is going to shock you. And it definitely shocked me when I read this. I've read this multiple times, and I'm always convicted when I think about this. Okay, so Proverbs chapter 25. Woo, it's a doozy. Verse 6. Don't demand an audience with the king or push for a place among the great. It's better to wait for an invitation to the head table than to be sent away in public disgrace. This right here, don't demand an audience with the king or push for a place among the great. It's better to wait for an it's better to wait for an invitation to the table than to be sent away in public disgrace. This is something that I have exhibited. This is something that I see far too often. My brother Kirk Kennedy said, we are in the age of entitlement. We've moved away from the age of enlightenment and we've entered the age of entitlement. What am I talking about? A lot of us who are creative, a lot of us who have business ideas, a lot of us who are active on social, a lot of us who maybe are just fans of different creators have a sense of, I don't know how else to say it, but a kind of a pushy sense of demanding a presence amongst the great, right? According to this. And in my life, I have made such a deliberate effort to not demand a presence amongst kings or the great and not push my way in, but instead do my darnest to add value to people and then let them invite me to the party. Let them invite me to whatever it is that is happening. Because sometimes a lot of folks will reach out and this is just my experience. Maybe it's anecdotal, but I don't think it is because I think we all deal with it on some degree. Sometimes people will reach out and they will be a little too pushy for your time, a little too entitled for a response, a little too engaged prematurely. It's unfortunate because what you realize is that the things that often get you to the destination of, so let's just say, a collaboration. You want to collaborate with an artist. The things that get you to your destination is actually developing a rapport with someone, them recognizing you over time, right? And then building something, preferably you being dope at whatever it is you do, and the collaboration happening because it's a mutually beneficial situation. Demanding or pushing for your way amongst people that are not in the same stratosphere as you is really just a win for you and not a win for the other person. A lot of rappers are always reaching out to me. They're trying to do collaborations. They're trying to do different stuff. And what I encourage them to do, as YouTubers as well, is I encourage them. I say, hey, you know what's going to be the best thing for you is to build with people horizontally. Build with people that are in the same space as you are, same size audience as you are. Build with them, collaborate with them, come up together. Because if you help them early on and you build that rapport and relationship, eventually what you realize is this is a long-term play. Business, music, YouTube, it's a long-term play. And the people that last the longest usually end up making it, being successful, as long as they're deliberate, as long as they're paying attention. And oftentimes, you just want to go in for the ask, right? You just want to go in for the ask, when really it should be about value, 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 value. How can I serve you? How can I be of value to you? How can I add to you instead of take from you? And if we approach that, and I really mean this, like if we approach our day-to-day lives like that, if we approach especially trying to build relationships like that, especially trying to build business relationships like that, or quote unquote network like that, you will always be on the other side of someone being willing to partner with you, to work with you, if you've already deposited value. And then it becomes more, what are we doing to build? What can we do to pull somebody into what we're doing instead of pushing our way into someone else's situation? And so I highly encourage those of you guys that are creatives, those of you guys that are entrepreneurs, don't demand anything from anybody. Don't feel entitled to anyone's time. Don't think anybody owes you any favors, right? On my song, First Love It, that's the opening line, right? I'm not entitled to any favors. Nobody owes me anything, right? Nobody owes me anything. Anything at this point is a gift. Anything at this point is grace. Anything at this point is just the generosity of other people. Establish yourself and make situations mutually beneficial. If you do that, and it's a win-win for both parties, I promise you, you will start to see progress in building these relationships. If you just push and push and push and push and push, you're gonna be known as that guy that's kind of pushy, that's kind of entitled, that kind of wants to jump steps, that is looking for the shortcuts, instead of saying, hey, let me help people and then let me pull them into whatever it is I'm doing because I've deposited enough with those folks and I've added enough value. So always be looking for value. And sometimes, listen, the truth is, sometimes you don't have anything to offer anyone. Right? Like sometimes you don't have anything to offer anyone. Sometimes you can't pay for their time. Sometimes there isn't a service or something you have that they need. And you have to, maybe you just play the casual role. Maybe you just build and be a little more subtle and patient instead of always going in for the ask. So I just always think it's hilarious when people, and you should be following me on Instagram, when people follow me on Instagram, and sometimes they don't even follow me on Instagram. Sometimes they just literally just send me a post. Like no caption, no explanation, no nothing. Just boom, here's a post. And it's like, why are you sending me this? Like somebody tried to send me something today about like some Cash App thing about, I gave $1,000 and then it turned into $18,000. And I'm like, fam, are you hacked? And they're like, no, I'm just telling you about an opportunity. Fam, I don't go to Instagram for opportunities. I don't do that, right? So slow down, slow your roll. If you're trying to build with somebody, you can build with somebody over time. And the way the world works now, man, is you'd be surprised how many people I've made real life friends that I met through Instagram or that I met through our Patreon community, which, by the way, if you want to partner with this channel, it's a great way to support what we're doing. I mean, a lot of folks in real life that I meet through Patreon, Zoom call on Patreon, and then we become friends, right? And then we build, and then when I'm in town, we hang out. When they're in town, they come through, they hang out, we grab burritos, the whole bit. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this gives you just a smart little hack in terms of your mentality shift and really moving towards value, help, service, and less about trying to take from people. Let me know what y'all think.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
When the culture says do what you love, we respond with love what you do. You may have responsibilities that you aren't passionate about, but loving what you do means being faithful to what's in front of you. Committing to excellence as if that were your greatest dream. Colossians 3:23 says, work diligently at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people.
Love what you do. Love what you do.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Yo, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you found it valuable, considering giving it a like and subscribing. This month, I'm releasing the Love What You Do collection. And to celebrate, I'm doing a 3-day virtual event to help us go from learning to love what we do to ultimately doing what we love. By the way, it's free, so hit the link in the description to grab your seat today.